And we are back. Thank you so very much for staying with us. And in case you're just joining us, welcome to Kenya's Gold, where the focus is on onion farming in Kenya, a new agri-sector that we will be tackling from this Thursday moving on. Now, before we continue with our baraza with our farmers in this sector, let's just have an overview of the production and the leading producers of onions, both in the country and in the world. And now, when we're looking at the different types of onions, a part of that we have discussed in the first part of the show. Of course, we have the red onion, the common one. Ile inatumika kila nyumbani. Sai kuna mtu anapika mchuzi, anakata onion yake ya red. That's the common one. We have the yellow onion, sweet onion. We have white onion as well. And then we have the spring onion. Hii inakaa matawi matawi. Basically, it's just an immature onion ambao bado haijafika stage ya bulbing. And then we have the leeks as well. Now, when we're looking at here in our country, which counties play a major role in the production of onions, we have counties like Kajiado, Taita Taveta, Kitui, Bungoma, Nyeri, Meru, Narok. These are some of the leading onion producing counties. Our experts who are with us in the studio today will be talking to us about the ecological factors, climate, pH of the soil that support the growth of onions. And finally, when we are crossing over to Africa, we are looking at who are the kings when it comes to the production of onion, and Egypt actually takes the lead. And then we have followed closely by countries such as Sudan, Niger, South Africa, Algeria, Nigeria, and Morocco. So this is some of the leading producers of onions in Africa. And now I do want to go back to our guests, our farmers and experts and aggregators and propagators that we do have with us today. Na najua mnaona tumeongezeka. We do have another guest who has joined us, Mr. Gishuru Mwangi. Thank you so much for coming. Najua traffic kidogo inaweza kuwa mingi, but thank you for beating it and being here. Karibu sana Kenya's Gold. Now, before we took a break, tulikuwa tumeambiwa the different sizes have so much to do with the spacing of your onions in the farm. And I want to talk to Mr. Rod. The acreage of land that you have under onions as a first-time farmer, umeweka acreage ya ngapi?
So currently I have 1.5 acres.
Right.
Yes.
So when you're talking about the investment, here ni ushaona amefanya ashanishtua kidogo. So here we are talking seedlings, land preparation and inputs. Sindio, labor, ukifanya hiyo hesabu yako, your cost of investment for planting your onions, rough estimate, ni kama pesa ngapi?
I don't know if I'm allowed discretion, but I think it could rise to around 500,000.
For 1.5 acres.
For 1.5 acres, depending on where you're doing it, the cost of land. Sometimes you have 300,000 to 500,000.
300,000, 500.
Yes.
Mr. Gishuru, nikisikia hiyo bei, I'm rethinking my life and rethinking if I really want to do onions ama nifanye kitu kingine. So when I'm doing 1.5 acre, ndio hiyo unaambiwa cost of investment is about 300 to 500,000. Ebu nipatie hiyo breakdown, what nini inakula pesa yako hivyo. And when we're talking about the return of investment, of course the focus saini, am I making money out of my ukulima? What is the potential of what I'm going to get when it's time for harvesting?
Good. Thank you for that question. Actually, he's right that the price or the investment would range between 300 and 500,000, but this depends on the different or the way you choose to do your shamba. Now, when it comes to planning your farm, this is more dependent on the irrigation method.
Right.
Because if you choose to do maybe something like drip lines irrigation, maybe the cost would be even high. Or when you do furrows as well, maybe the prices are quite low. But now, so it depends on what you choose. But if we go through the process of now having these onions ready for the market, it starts with the correct choice of a seed. This is where you choose the right seed. And as my friend said, he was discussing about the OPVs and the hybrid, and there is the hybrid of, I think you said hybrid of hybrid. So when you're doing a hybrid, the real hybrid, the cost is quite high.
Right.
Because 1 kg, the one have interacted with, 1 kg is almost 42,000 Kenyan shillings.
Right.
Therefore, you see now, if now you start doing the maths, if you buy the seeds for 42,000, maybe you also go to a propagator, because you don't want to do it yourself.
Yes.
Because sometimes the germination percentage, you lose quite a lot if you do it by yourself or you are not a professional. But if you take it to a propagator, these would range to around 50,000 to 70,000 for propagation. Then after 45 days, now you have your seedlings ready for planting. The planting process for an acre is also quite some job. So you need to spend almost, you can even spend almost 20,000 on planting alone.
Right.
Then also you have to now do the pest and disease control. This is also another process that also takes quite some money.
Right.
And if you're doing irrigation and you're using machines, you also have to consider the labor for those guys who will be working on it. So generally it would range to almost whatever amount you talk about.
And when we are harvesting now, it gets ready after about 3
months.
3 to 4 months.
Maybe you can say in days,
depending.
90.
Right.
Yeah.
So in 1 acre, na expect tonnage ya ngapi? If I've taken care of my farm vizuri, nimeinvest your 300,000 yangu vizuri, I have done the pest control, weed control, diseases, you know, everything was well done.
Yeah.
What is the tonnage that we're expecting?
As an agronomist, I always tell farmers that you expect 0 to 20 tons. But if you do it properly and you being realistic, it's around 18 tons.
18 tons?
Yes.
All right, so that's about 18,000 kgs.
Yeah.
Na wakati soko ni mzuri, Roba, mimi niko hapa mahesabu haraka wakati soko ni mzuri kwa sababu if you our agronomist ametuambia maybe 18 tons well taken care of in 1 acre. All right, so 18,000 kilogram, kama soko ni mzuri per kg naweza uza na ngapi?
It goes up to 150.
150.
But it depending on the plentiful and the scarcity.
All right.
Depends on the season.
Right.
When it is scarce, the price must go up.
Right. So when it's scarce, roughly
the price, it can go between 150, 105, 120.
All right. Na sasa iko kama iko in plenty inashuka kidogo.
Even 35 per kg. 35
per kg. So sasa leo tunakutana si wote wakulima na vitunguu zetu pale.
Sasa I'm the one controlling the market. Sasa I'm the one to say. Wanibembeleze vizuri.
Ulisema between June and October, sasa zile haiko sana, mkulima ndo ana control market at that point. So hata tukifanya 18,000 times tumpatie how much? Tufanya na how much? A realistic figure.
It's a 40.
40.
55.
45. 55. All right, so if you do 18,000 times 55 shillings, 990,000. So ukitoa 400,000 hapo, you have a clean half a meter mahali, una invest some more. All right, great. So something that Gishuru amesema lazima ufuate ni making sure you have the correct type of seed. And that's why now I want Mr. James atuambie, what do you mean when you talk about the right type of seed? Na tunaelewa kuna different ecological zones, and wote, those different zones, kuna a particular seed that works best for them. Please take us through that. Ndo tusimix mambo hapo, nishasikia naweza make half a million niende nichukue ile mbegu mbaya. So talk to me about that.
Thank you. You first have to understand your terrain, your area. Number one, onions are not planted on a slopey land. Yes, they are not like steep slope. They are always planted on a medium slopey land if it has to be slopey or a flat ground.
Right.
Number two, onions love the sun, the sunshine. Most varieties that we have, they love sunshine.
Right.
So you'll find that you have also to get to understand the weather. If it is too rainy, onions also don't like too much water. They love unyevu-unyevu, just kukue tu na unyevu-unyevu. Zisikose maji na pia zisipate maji mingi. So if we talk about varieties, in those highland areas like Nyeri, some parts of Bungoma, Kisumu, and those highland considered areas, you'll find that the best variety for there is, we have Malbec, and we also have another variety that can still do well there, Africa Red. If you go to these dry areas, Kajiado, Loitoktok, Kimana, Neptune, Red Coach, and Jamba really perform well.
Hii yenye tuko nao hapa kwa studio, this seedling.
Yeah.
Hii ni which variety?
Neptune.
All right.
Yeah.
So hii ni ya Kina Road. Na watu
Actually, you find that he has also said about the season. This season, between this season, the farmers who really do onion farming, you find them, they plant a lot of Neptune. That is between September to January, Feb there. When we get to Feb, you find now the watu wa Nyeri, those Murang'a, Meru people, it's the time they are planting. So you'll find that also Malbec, that time Africa Red, is also in market a lot.
Right.
Because that time of the year, it's a bit cool. You see, between September, October, November, December, it's so hot. So you'll find that the Neptune, Red Coach, and even Africa Red can survive in both.
So if I'm in uko Western Nyeri, like you had mentioned, wale ambao wanafaa kuendea Malbec because of the cool.
Yeah,
Sindio?
It's also kuna maji mingi kwa ground.
So if I'm in those regions, lakini period yenye tuko sahi is warm, should I switch from the Malbec and go to the Neptunes?
Yeah, you can do that. Neptune survives in any kind of weather, but not to the extreme cold weather and watery weather.
All right.
So the best variety, if you want to switch, you can do Africa Red.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for clarifying the importance of getting the good seedlings and what seedling works for what ecological region. We are taking another break now. When we come back, can we please address the concern on curing? What is a cured onion? Kwa nini wakulima wetu hawaachi kitunguu ikuwe cured? Gani hapa iko cured, gani haiko cured? I'll task you to that when we come back from this break. Sawa? Great.
Kenya's Gold.